Jai Gurudev, dear students. Children, last time we have studied about the respiration in other animals. Means what about the other animals? Means mainly we have studied about the respiration of human beings. Okay, and but under this topic we have studied about the various other animals like amoeba and earthworms, snails, and fish. These all we had studied last class about the respiration pattern of these organisms. So children, in this chapter we not only study about the animals, we will study about the plants also, because plants also are the living organisms and they also need to respire. So children, first of all, after this through skin or cell membrane we had studied in the last class, and after that I explained you about the respiration through gills in case of fishes. And now we today start respiration through air holes. Children, in some of the organisms like insects, here you can see insects such as cockroaches and grasshoppers have tiny openings called spiracles on the sides of their bodies. And children, in these insects, means all the insects, we can say these openings are present, means small holes are present on the surface of their body, and through these small openings, which are called spiracles, air enters into their body. Okay, so that's why we call it respiration through air holes. So children, in these kind of organisms like insects, here two only examples they have given, cockroaches and grasshoppers, but you can take example of any insect like houseflies and butterflies, mosquitoes. So all other organisms which are coming under the insect category, they all perform the process of respiration through these spiracles, which are small openings present on their body surface. So air entering through these openings reaches all body parts through tubes called tracheal tubes and their branches called tracheoles. These air tubes or tracheae are found only in insects. So children, there is a network of tube-like structures, means when air enters into these spiracles, from spiracles air passes to the small tube-like structures which are called tracheal tubes. Okay, here they have written tracheal tubes. So these tubular structures, just like in our body, blood vessels are present and blood moves through the blood vessels. In the same way, tubes are present in the body of insects, and which carry air which is received from the spiracles, and these pipe-like structures or tube-like structures are called tracheal tubes. Okay, and children, tracheal tubes also again branched and sub-branched. They are called tracheoles, means branches of those tube-like structures are called tracheoles. And through these tracheal tubes and tracheoles, air reaches to all parts of their body. Okay, so there is a different kind of system which is present in insects. So these air tubes or tracheae are found only in insects. So which I have already explained you that only in insects this kind of system is present. Means air passes to their body through the spiracles and air reaches to all parts of the body through tube-like structures which are called tracheal tubes and their branches. Again, because these tubes are branched and form network inside the body to all the parts, and those branches are called tracheoles. Okay children, so this is about insects. And now next is through lungs. Children, you have studied in human beings that human beings always respire through lungs. But here why they have given separate through lungs? Because here we are talking about other animals which are having lungs. Okay, we can give example of human beings also in this category, but means here we are talking about the other animals also other than human beings. So let us read through lungs. Most mammals such as horse, birds, monkey, cat, dog, humans, etc. respire through lungs. Children, you can see here they have given so many examples, and other than these also thousands or we can say many examples are there of animals which belongs to the category of mammals. So what are the mammals? Children, mammals are those animals which give birth to their babies. Okay, and they feed their babies with their milk. Means these two are the main characteristic features of mammals. So on the basis of mammary glands which can produce milk for their babies, we can classify animals into mammals category. So children, all the mammals, they respire through the lungs. Okay, and here they have written tadpoles breathe through gills, but when they grow up to become frog, they breathe through lungs and skin. You know children, you can see here this is frog, and in case of frog we have already studied that frog shows two kind of respiration modes. Means frogs, when they are in water, they respire through their moist skin. Okay, and air easily passes from the skin and passes to their all the body parts. But when it is outside the water, means when they are on the land surface, that time they breathe through the lungs which are present inside their body. So there are two different modes we have already studied, but here you can see they have written tadpoles. Tadpoles are larval stage of frogs. Means when frogs lay eggs, after laying eggs, from the egg larva comes out. Okay, second stage of their life cycle is larva, and larva of frog is called tadpole larva. So tadpole stage frogs, they don't have lungs and they breathe through gills. At that time gills were present in their body. So they breathe through gills, and as the frogs becomes adult, they come in the adult stage and they mature. That gills they reduced automatically, and after the means they stop functioning and they reduced. Okay, they vanished from the body slowly as the frog grows. And when in adult frog we can see they have lungs. Okay, lungs start developing during the larval stage, and when they become adult, that time they have lungs to breathe. And children, that's why frog shows three kind of different respiration modes. We can say in frog only we can see three various kinds of modes of respiration. Okay, whatever that, one is through the lungs and second is through the moist skin, which we have already studied. And now just now I have told you that when frogs are in the tadpole stage or larval stage, at that time they breathe through the gills, because gills are present at that time when they are in larval stages. But afterwards gills becomes reduced and stop functioning, and when as the frogs becomes adult, at that time they breathe only with the help of lungs and skin. Okay, so next is, now this is all about the animals. We have studied about the animals, how the animals show different modes of respiration, and they have different organs of respiration also. So now next is respiration in plants. So children, under this we will study about the plants also, that how plants perform the process of respiration. So let's read. Similar to other organisms, plants also take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Children, here I want to make you clear one thing, that when plants perform the process of photosynthesis, means when they prepare food, at that time plants take carbon dioxide, okay, and release oxygen. But when plants breathe, at that time plants also take oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. And that what I have explained you, that they have written here. Okay, so gaseous exchange in plants occurs through small pores called stomata. present on the stem and leaves of plants. So children, here what they have written, that exchange of gases. Exchange of gases means that when carbon dioxide enter inside the plants, that also enter through the small tiny pores which are called stomata. Okay, and where these stomata are present on the surface of leaves. And here they have written stem also. Here stem part, only we can consider that stem part which is fleshy and we can say which is fresh and green, soft part. Okay, because dry stem which is called trunk, or we can say which is brown in color, they don't have stomata on them. Okay, only small means green parts of stem and all the leaves have stomata present on them. And you can see here, this is a structure of stomata. Means stomata has these two kidney shaped cells which are called guard cells. Okay, and this central opening, it is called stoma, and through this opening oxygen can enter when that plants want to respire. At that time oxygen enters inside and carbon dioxide comes out after the respiration. But at the time of photosynthesis, just opposite process takes place, means carbon dioxide moves inside and oxygen comes out from this stomata. So here they have shown two stages of stomata. Means first, in this diagram they have shown stomata open. When the stomata open, how stomata opens? When these guard cells, they change their shape, they become turgid. Turgid means water fully filled inside them, and they change their shape and they stretch themselves so that this central pore becomes open. Okay, and after this, when air enters inside, after that they remain closed. And this is only one stoma, means a structure of one stomata. Just like this stomata, many, means we can say thousands of stomata are present on a single leaf. Okay, just like this. So here this stage is stomata closed. As you know children, when carbon dioxide comes out during the respiration, at that time what will happen? Again stomata becomes closed. And how stomata closed? When extra water vapors comes out from these guard cells, then guard cells becomes flaccid. Flaccid means shrink. So when they shrinked, that time they again change their shape, and this central pore, now it is closed. Okay, so that's why here we can see, because of two different stages or two different functions of stomata, respiration takes place, or their stomata opening and closing help in gaseous exchange. Okay children, so let's read the next one. Stomata consist of guard cells. As you know children, here you can label in your book also. These are the guard cells. Means this is one guard cell and this is second guard cell. Okay, so guard cells. And contraction and expansion of guard cells regulate the closing and opening of stomata for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Here children, they have mentioned two words, contraction and expansion. You can see when stomata expand, means when stomata expand, they shows expansion. At that time this pore becomes open, and when they contracts, at that time this pore remains closed. When this pore remains closed, at that time no gas can enter or comes out from the leaves. Okay, and at this time when stomata remains open, at that time oxygen also can enter inside and carbon dioxide also can come out from the stomata. Okay, so about that they have written here. Means we can say that contraction and expansion of stomata can only help in respiration in case of plants. Means they help in the gaseous exchange. So root cells of plants obtain oxygen from air trapped between soil particles. That is why we should not water plants excessively, because water replaces the oxygen present in the soil, as a result of which plants cannot breathe. So children, here they have given one important information also to us, that root cells which are means those cells which are present in the roots, they also obtain oxygen from the air. Okay, and what kind of oxygen? Means which oxygen? That oxygen which is present in the soil, means inside the soil particles, or that soil also has some pores, and through those holes or those pores air can easily enter inside, and whatever oxygen present in the soil particles, that oxygen can be easily obtained through the roots by root cells. Okay, so that's why we should not give water to the plants excessively. Means don't give water again and again, or don't fill the soil always with water. Otherwise roots cannot breathe, because plants can breathe through their roots also. Okay children, so we should give water once in a day, but we should not give excessive or extra water to the plants. Okay, so that's that important information they have given here, which help us to grow plants properly. And means if we give more water to the plants, and if we fill our soil full time with plants, then roots cannot breathe oxygen which is present in the soil. And we can say that water, where water we put, from that part oxygen or whatever air is present inside the soil, that readily comes out. Okay, so we should avoid to give extra water to the plants, excessive water to the plants. So next is, mangrove trees have aerial roots to obtain oxygen as they grow in swampy areas where the roots cannot get air from the waterlogged soil. Children, in class 6 you have studied about the mangrove trees. Means these are the mangrove trees are the plants which are present in swampy areas. Swampy areas means those area in which soil is fully filled with water. Means most of the time soil is filled with water, so that's why that soil is called waterlogged soil. Okay, and these swampy areas are present on that places where generally rivers meet to the sea. Okay, and nearby those areas are called swampy areas. And mangrove trees are special trees which have aerial roots. Aerial roots means their roots comes out from the soil and means for breathing or for respiration, for taking air, they comes out from the soil and then they start breathing. So that's why these trees are very important in for study. So these trees, they adapt, that there is one adaptation in them, means their roots always comes out from the soil, because where they are present or where they grow in the swampy areas, there is no air present in that soil, because that soil is already water lodged soil. Means water is fully present in the soil, that's why they can't hold air. So roots of mangrove trees, they haven't got air from the soil, that's why they comes out and then they get air or oxygen from the atmosphere. So next is, lenticels are small openings or loosely placed cells present on the stems of plants. These cells allow the gaseous exchange of respiratory gases between air and living cells of the woody stem. Children, here this word is new to you, lenticels. These are the small openings, but where these small openings are present, they are present on the stem of plants. Means these lenticels are also working like stomata, but because these are present in on the surface of stem only, that's why, and stem also, that soft stem and green stems. Okay, in place of stomata they have lenticels, and these lenticels are also small openings, but they are present on the surface of stem, and through these lenticels plants can take oxygen. Okay, means stems can also take in oxygen through these lenticels, and these lenticels, they help in the exchange of gases. So children, here in the last sentence they have written, These cells allow the gaseous exchange of respiratory gases between air and living cells of woody stem. Means here they tried to explain that through these lenticels there is an exchange of gases between air and the cells of woody stem. Means through these lenticels, when air enters into the stem part, that air goes to the woody cells of stem, and from those cells, when carbon dioxide produced, in the same way carbon dioxide also comes out from the stem through these openings, which are called lenticels. Okay children, so this is about the various types of respirations present in case of plants. So here you can see through the diagram, this is a bark of the tree trunk they have shown. So these small openings they have shown, they are called lenticels. Okay, and through these air can enter inside the stem part. So children, with this this chapter number 10 is completed. So in the next time we will complete our exercise part, and I'll explain you exercises of lesson number 10, respiration in organisms, in the next class. So you read it out full chapter, and whatever you understood, it's okay. If you don't know anything or you have any query, you can ask me during the doubt session. So Jai Gurudev.